Welcome back to the channel USA Coins 69, where we dive into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins from the United States of America. Today, we have a very special coin to discuss, one that may have passed through your hands countless times without realizing its hidden value. We are talking about the Washington quarter dollar from 1980 with a mint mark, a coin that holds a story of history, design, and potential fortune all in one small, silver-colored piece of currency. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American coinage for decades, first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. By 1980, this coin was firmly entrenched as a common part of everyday currency, yet even common coins can hide extraordinary value under the right circumstances. The 1980 Washington quarter, particularly those with specific mint marks, has become a fascinating subject for collectors who know that condition, rarity, and even subtle differences in minting can make all the difference when it comes to value. Let's start with a closer look at the coin itself. On the obverse, or front, you will see the iconic profile of George Washington, rendered with detail and dignity. The engraver, John Flanagan, created a portrait that has stood the test of time, a classic depiction of the first president of the United States that evokes both history and patriotism. Surrounding Washington are the inscriptions that remind us of the coin's origin: Liberty, Indiana, God We Trust, and of course, the year 1980, etched clearly to mark the coin's place in history. Flipping the coin over, the reverse side features the American bald eagle, wings outstretched, perched upon a bundle of arrows, with an olive branch clutched in its talons. This design is rich in symbolism, representing strength, vigilance, and the nation's commitment to peace and readiness. The detail on the eagle, from the feathers to the expression, makes this coin more than just currency. It is a small work of art and a reflection of the values and identity of the United States during that period. Now, let's talk about why the 1980 Washington quarter has gained attention among collectors and why some of these coins are worth significantly more than their face value. The first factor is the mint mark, which indicates where the coin was produced. Certain mint marks are rarer than others, and collectors know that coins from specific mints, especially in pristine condition, can command much higher prices. Additionally, the condition of the coin is absolutely crucial. Coins that have been circulated heavily tend to lose their value due to scratches, wear, and discoloration. However, a coin that has been carefully preserved, possibly stored in a collection or protective case for decades, can be worth exponentially more than the same coin that was used for everyday purchases. Another factor contributing to the appeal of the 1980 Washington quarter is the possibility of minting errors or unique features. Even small anomalies, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual variations in the metal composition, can make a coin incredibly rare and highly sought after. Collectors actively search for these kinds of anomalies because they are one-of-a-kind treasures that tell a story about the minting process and the era in which the coin was produced. These error coins often fetch premium prices at auctions and among private collectors, turning a simple quarter into a valuable investment. The market for rare quarters has grown tremendously over the past few decades, as more people have discovered the thrill of coin collecting. What makes the 1980 Washington quarter particularly interesting is that it bridges the gap between modern circulation coins and historically significant pieces, offering collectors the chance to find a coin that is not too old to recognize, yet potentially valuable enough to make a substantial impact on their collection or portfolio. This quarter may have been common in wallets and cash registers in 1980, but today, it has become a symbol of the unexpected treasures that can be hidden in everyday items. If you happen to have a 1980 Washington quarter with a mint mark in uncirculated condition, or one that shows a rare and unusual minting error, you could be sitting on a remarkable find. Coins like these are highly desirable because they are increasingly scarce, and collectors are willing to pay significant sums to obtain them. It's amazing to think that a coin so small, something we often overlook in our daily lives, can carry such a story and such potential value. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the part that makes collectors' hearts race, the value reveal. A 1980 Washington quarter with the right mint mark, in pristine uncirculated condition, and possibly with rare features could be worth an incredible $44,700, yes, $44,700 for a coin that might have once been used to buy a candy bar or a cup of coffee. It's a striking reminder that sometimes the most extraordinary treasures are hidden in plain sight, waiting for someone who knows how to recognize their worth. So, if you have old coins in your collection, or you happen to find one of these quarters tucked away in a jar, drawer, or old box, take a close look at it. Check the mint mark, inspect the condition, and see if there are any unique features or anomalies. You might just discover that a coin you've taken for granted is actually a gateway to a substantial fortune. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and the 1980 Washington quarter is a perfect example of how a simple piece of currency can tell a story, preserve history, and offer unexpected value all at the same time. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into a coin that many of you may have in your pockets, in jars, or tucked away in old collections without realizing just how valuable it could be. We are talking about the Washington quarter dollar from 1985 with a mint mark, a coin that at first glance may seem ordinary but has captured the attention of collectors for its potential rarity, historical significance, and striking design. The Washington quarter has been an iconic piece of American coinage for decades. First introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, the coin quickly became a staple in daily transactions across the country. By 1985, the Washington quarter was firmly established as one of the most recognizable coins in circulation. Its familiar design, featuring the dignified profile of George Washington on the obverse and the powerful American eagle on the reverse, represents more than just currency. It embodies the history, values, and pride of the United States. On the front of the 1985 Washington quarter, you will find the classic portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. Washington's profile exudes confidence, leadership, and the enduring legacy of the nation's first president. Surrounding the portrait are the inscriptions "Liberty, Indiana, God We Trust," and of course, the year 1985, which marks this coin's place in history. Every curve of Washington's face, every detail in his hair, is a testament to the meticulous craftsmanship that went into creating a design meant to last for generations. Holding this coin is like holding a small piece of history in the palm of your hand. The reverse side of the coin is equally compelling. Here, the American bald eagle spreads its wings wide, perched upon a bundle of arrows while clutching an olive branch, a combination that symbolizes both strength and a commitment to peace. The level of detail on the feathers, the beak, and even the talons of the eagle is impressive, reflecting the artistry that makes this coin so collectible. The eagle has always been a symbol of freedom and resilience in American culture, and having it featured on this coin adds to its enduring appeal and significance. While millions of Washington quarters were minted in 1985 and many were used in everyday transactions, not all coins are created equal when it comes to collector value. The mint mark, a small letter indicating the location where the coin was produced, plays a huge role in determining rarity. Some mint marks are much less common than others, and collectors know that coins with these rare markings, especially in exceptional condition, can be highly valuable. Alongside the mint mark, the overall condition of the coin is crucial. Coins that have been circulated heavily will show wear, scratches, and other signs of use, which can dramatically reduce their value. On the other hand, a coin that has been preserved in near-perfect condition, possibly stored in a collection or protective casing for decades, can be worth significantly more than its face value. Another factor that makes the 1985 Washington quarter so appealing to collectors is the potential for minting errors or unique variations. Even minor anomalies, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or subtle variations in metal composition, can make a coin incredibly rare and highly sought after. Coins with these unique features are considered one-of-a-kind treasures, offering collectors a chance to own something truly special. These error coins often fetch premium prices at auctions and in private sales, transforming an ordinary quarter into a potential investment with significant value. Collectors are not just interested in coins for their monetary value, they also appreciate the historical and cultural context that coins provide. The 1985 Washington quarter is a perfect example of this. It represents a specific moment in American history, a time when the nation was experiencing economic and social shifts, and currency was a reflection of both daily life and national identity. Owning a coin from this era allows collectors to connect with that history in a tangible way, holding a piece of the past that has survived the decades to tell its story. the market for rare quarters has grown tremendously over the years, as more people discover the excitement of coin collecting and the possibility of uncovering hidden treasures. The 1985 Washington quarter, particularly those with specific mint marks or unique characteristics, has become a favorite among collectors who understand that even coins that were once considered ordinary can suddenly gain significant value. This quarter may have been common in wallets and cash registers in 1985, but today, it is a symbol of the unexpected wealth and fascination that can be found in everyday objects. That if you happen to own a 1985 Washington quarter with a mint mark in uncirculated condition, or one that shows a rare minting error, you could be holding a very valuable coin indeed. Coins like these are highly sought after because they are increasingly rare, and serious collectors are willing to pay significant amounts to acquire them. It's remarkable to think that a coin so small, something most people use for simple purchases, can carry a story, preserve history, and represent a substantial investment all at once. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the part that makes collectors' hearts race, the value reveal. A 1985 Washington quarter with the right mint mark, preserved in near-perfect condition, and possibly featuring rare characteristics could be worth an incredible $40,500, yes, $40,500 for a coin that might have once been used to buy a soda or a snack. It's an extraordinary reminder that sometimes the most valuable treasures are hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone who recognizes their significance. So, if you have a jar of coins, a collection of old change, or happen to find one of these quarters tucked away, take a careful look at it. Inspect the mint mark, examine the condition, and check for any unusual features. You might just discover a coin that could change everything. Today, we are diving into a coin that many people may overlook in their everyday change, yet it holds incredible historical significance, aesthetic appeal, and the potential for remarkable value. We are talking about the Washington quarter dollar from 1994 with a mint mark, a coin that may have circulated widely but can still be a hidden gem for collectors if it meets the right conditions. The Washington quarter has been a symbol of American coinage for decades. First introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, it quickly became one of the most recognized coins in the United States. By 1994, the Washington quarter was already a familiar piece of currency, used in everyday transactions, but as with many coins, even modern issues can have hidden value when certain factors such as mint marks, condition, and rarity are considered. On the obverse of the 1994 Washington quarter, you will find the classic profile of George Washington, the first President of the United States, captured with remarkable detail by the engraver John Flanagan. Washington's dignified profile conveys leadership, strength, and the enduring legacy of the nation's founding. Surrounding his image are the inscriptions "Liberty, Indiana, God We Trust," and the year 1994, clearly marking the coin's place in history. Holding this coin is like holding a small, tangible piece of the nation's story in the palm of your hand. The reverse side of the coin features the American bald eagle, wings spread wide, perched on a bundle of arrows with an olive branch in its talons. This design represents both strength and the desire for peace, a perfect reflection of the values that the United States strives to uphold. The fine detailing on the eagle, from its feathers to the expression in its eyes, makes this coin a small piece of art as well as a functional form of currency. The eagle symbolizes freedom, resilience, and vigilance, qualities that make this coin so compelling to collectors who appreciate both the artistry and symbolism embedded in U.S. coins. Although millions of Washington quarters were minted in 1994, not all are equal in value. The mint mark plays a critical role in determining a coin's rarity and collector appeal. Coins from certain mints are produced in smaller quantities and are therefore harder to find, making them more valuable to collectors. Furthermore, the condition of the coin is essential. Coins that have circulated heavily and show signs of wear, scratches, or discoloration are typically worth only their face value. However, a coin that has been carefully preserved in near-perfect, uncirculated condition can be worth many times more. Collectors prize coins that have retained their original luster and show minimal signs of handling because they are increasingly rare as time passes. Another factor that can significantly enhance a coin's value is the presence of minting errors or unique variations. Even minor anomalies, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or slight metal inconsistencies, can make a coin stand out and become highly sought after. Error coins are considered one-of-a-kind pieces that tell a story about the minting process and the era in which they were produced. These coins often command premium prices in auctions and private sales, transforming what might appear to be an ordinary quarter into a highly valuable collectible. The 1994 Washington quarter holds a special appeal because it represents a period in modern U.S. history when coinage design and production were evolving, yet still retained a classic style. Collectors often look for coins from this period because they offer a bridge between contemporary circulation coins and the historically significant pieces that have been highly valued for decades. This quarter may have been a common sight in wallets, cash registers, and coin jars, but today it has become a symbol of the hidden potential that can exist in everyday currency. If you happen to own a 1994 Washington quarter with a mint mark in uncirculated condition, or one that shows a rare minting anomaly, you could be sitting on a very valuable coin. The combination of rarity, condition, and unique features makes these quarters highly desirable among collectors. It's remarkable to think that a coin once used to make small everyday purchases can carry such a significant value and offer a tangible connection to history and artistry. Now, for the part that every coin enthusiast has been waiting for, the value reveal. A 1994 Washington quarter with the right mint mark, preserved in pristine uncirculated condition, and possibly featuring rare characteristics could be worth an incredible $43,500, yes, $43,500 for a coin that might have once been used to buy a cup of coffee or a candy bar. This striking revelation is a perfect reminder that even the most ordinary coins can hold extraordinary value if you know what to look for. So, if you have an old collection of coins, a jar of mixed change, or even happen to find one of these quarters tucked away somewhere, take a close look. Examine the mint mark, assess the condition, and check for any unusual features. You could be holding a hidden treasure that has been waiting decades for the right collector to recognize its worth. Today, we are uncovering a true gem that might be hiding in your coin jar, forgotten drawer, or old collection. We are talking about the Washington quarter dollar from 1966 with a mint mark, a coin that may seem ordinary at first glance but holds incredible historical significance, unique artistry, and astonishing potential value for collectors who know what to look for. The Washington quarter is one of the most iconic and enduring coins in American history. First introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, this coin quickly became a staple of U.S. currency. By 1966, the Washington quarter had firmly established its place in the daily lives of Americans, circulating widely in wallets, cash registers, and coin jars across the nation. But while these coins were common in circulation, the 1966 Washington quarter holds a special place in the hearts of collectors because of unique characteristics tied to its mint mark, condition, and the era in which it was produced. On the obverse of the 1966 Washington quarter, you will see the familiar profile of George Washington, captured with striking detail by the engraver John Flanagan. Washington's profile conveys dignity, leadership, and a sense of historical gravitas that has made this design a timeless classic. Surrounding his image are the inscriptions Liberty, Indiana, God We Trust, and the year 1966, each element a reminder of the coin's historical context. Holding this coin is like holding a piece of American history in your hand, a small yet powerful connection to the legacy of the nation's first president. The reverse side of the coin features the American bald eagle, wings spread wide and perched on a bundle of arrows, while clutching an olive branch. This imagery symbolizes strength, vigilance, and a commitment to peace, perfectly capturing the ideals of the United States. The fine details on the eagle, from its feathers to the intensity in its gaze, make this coin a miniature work of art in addition to a functional piece of currency. The eagle serves as a reminder that even everyday coins can be powerful symbols of national identity, resilience, and pride. While millions of Washington quarters were minted in 1966, the coins that have survived in excellent condition are far less common. The mint mark, a small letter on the coin indicating where it was produced, plays a major role in determining the rarity and value of a coin. Some mint marks are much scarcer than others, making these coins highly sought after by collectors. Beyond the mint mark, the coin's condition is absolutely critical. Coins that have been heavily circulated and show signs of wear, scratches, or discoloration are typically only worth their face value. On the other hand, a coin that has been preserved in near-perfect, uncirculated condition can fetch a staggering price among collectors. A 1966 Washington quarter in pristine condition is increasingly rare as the years go by, making it a highly desirable find. Adding to the allure of the 1966 Washington quarter are the rare minting errors or unique features that can occur during production. Even minor anomalies such as double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual metal composition can significantly increase a coin's value. Coins with these unique characteristics are considered one-of-a-kind treasures that tell a story about the minting process and the period in which they were produced. Collectors often go to great lengths to acquire error coins, as they are highly prized, exceptionally rare, and can dramatically increase the overall worth of a collection. The 1966 Washington quarter is particularly interesting because it comes from a transitional period in U.S. coinage. This era followed the elimination of silver from circulating quarters in 1965, which makes the 1966 quarter a striking example of post-silver coinage that still holds immense historical and collector interest. Coins from this period are fascinating because they represent the shift in U.S. currency production, bridging the gap between older silver quarters and modern clad compositions. For collectors, this makes the 1966 quarter not just a piece of change, but a tangible artifact of an important moment in monetary history. Collectors are also drawn to this coin because it embodies the excitement of discovery. You never know when a hidden treasure might turn up in a collection or a jar of mixed coins. The 1966 Washington quarter reminds us that even coins that were once considered ordinary can hold extraordinary value if they meet the right conditions. Coins from this era with the right mint mark, perfect preservation, or unusual features are increasingly rare, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar to acquire them. Now, the moment that makes collectors' hearts race, the value reveal. A 1966 Washington quarter with the correct mint mark, preserved in uncirculated condition, and potentially featuring rare characteristics could be worth an astonishing $111,400. Yes, $111,400 for a coin that may have once been used to buy a small item at a local store. It's incredible to think that a small piece of metal, something we often take for granted, can hold such significant value. This coin is a perfect reminder that treasures can be hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone who recognizes their rarity and historical importance. If you have an old coin collection, a jar of loose change, or even just a few quarters tucked away, take the time to inspect them closely. Look for mint marks, assess the condition carefully, and keep an eye out for any unusual features or errors. You could be holding a hidden gem that has been waiting decades for the right collector to uncover its true worth. Today, we're going to explore a coin that may have passed through your hands countless times without you realizing its hidden value. We are talking about the Washington quarter dollar from 1988 with a mint mark, a coin that, at first glance, looks ordinary but has captured the attention of collectors due to its rarity, historical context, and striking potential value. The Washington quarter is one of the most iconic coins in American history. Originally introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, the coin quickly became a staple of U.S. currency and has remained in circulation for decades. By 1988, this quarter was widely used in everyday transactions, yet collectors know that even modern coins can hold extraordinary value when certain factors such as mint marks, condition, and minting variations are considered. Looking closely at the obverse of the 1988 Washington quarter, you will notice the familiar profile of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. His dignified profile represents leadership, resilience, and the enduring legacy of the United States' first president. Surrounding the portrait are the inscriptions "Liberty, Indiana, God We Trust," and the year 1988, which clearly marks the coin's place in history. Every detail of Washington's hair, facial features, and expression has been meticulously crafted to convey a sense of timeless significance. Holding this coin is like holding a small piece of history, a tangible reminder of the nation's founding values and leadership. On the reverse side of the coin, the American bald eagle spreads its wings wide, perched on a bundle of arrows and clutching an olive branch. This design is rich in symbolism, representing both strength and the pursuit of peace. The eagle, with its sharp gaze and detailed feathers, embodies vigilance, freedom, and resilience, qualities that have come to define the United States. The artistry of the reverse design adds to the collector appeal, making the coin more than just currency but also a miniature piece of art. While millions of Washington quarters were minted in 1988, not all coins hold the same value. The mint mark plays a crucial role in determining rarity and collector interest. Coins from certain mints are produced in smaller quantities and are therefore harder to find, making them significantly more desirable. Alongside the mint mark, the condition of the coin is critical. Coins that have circulated heavily and show signs of wear, scratches, or discoloration are typically only worth their face value. However, coins that have been preserved in uncirculated condition with their original luster intact are much rarer and can command impressive prices. Collectors are also drawn to coins that exhibit minting errors or unique variations. Even minor anomalies, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or slight metal inconsistencies, can make a coin extraordinarily rare and valuable. Error coins are considered one-of-a-kind pieces, offering a glimpse into the minting process and the era in which the coin was produced. These coins often fetch premium prices at auctions and in private collections, transforming what might seem like a simple quarter into a highly prized collectible. The 1988 Washington quarter is particularly interesting because it comes from a period when the mint was producing coins for both circulation and collectors in large quantities. Yet certain mint marks and uncirculated specimens have become increasingly rare over time. This coin represents a unique intersection of modern minting practices and the timeless appeal of the Washington quarter design, offering collectors a piece that is both historically relevant and potentially highly valuable. Collectors often search for these quarters not only for their monetary value but also for the historical and cultural context they provide. The 1988 Washington quarter is a snapshot of American life and coinage during the late 20th century, a time when the country was experiencing economic growth and change. Owning a coin from this era allows collectors to connect with history in a tangible way, preserving a piece of the past that has survived decades of circulation. If you happen to own a 1988 Washington quarter with the right mint mark in pristine, uncirculated condition, or one that features a rare minting anomaly, you could be holding an extraordinary coin. The combination of rarity, condition, and unique features makes these quarters highly sought after. It is astonishing to think that a coin which may have once been used to buy everyday items can carry such a significant story, historical relevance, and financial value all at the same time. And now, the moment collectors have been waiting for, the value reveal. A 1988 Washington quarter with the correct mint mark, preserved in near-perfect uncirculated condition, and potentially featuring rare characteristics could be worth an incredible $61,000, yes, $61,000 for a coin that might have once been used to purchase a snack or a small item at a local store. This is a remarkable reminder that even the smallest pieces of currency can carry extraordinary value if you know how to identify them. So, if you have an old coin collection, a jar of change, or even a few quarters tucked away, take the time to examine them closely. Check the mint mark, assess the condition, and look for any unusual features or minting anomalies. You might just discover a hidden treasure that has been waiting decades for the right collector to recognize its worth. Thank you for joining us on this detailed exploration of the 1988 Washington quarter dollar, a coin that combines history, artistry, and astonishing potential value. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins from the United States and around the world, make sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you never miss out on any treasure hunting adventures. Keep collecting, stay curious, and remember that sometimes the most ordinary coins hold the greatest stories and the most surprising fortunes.